So Asmongold covered the Iran deal. We haven't checked in on him in a while. I want to see how his views of the Iran war is evolving. Remember, this is a guy who was so happy we bombed Iran's supreme leader and that we started this Iran war. Has his attitude changed at all? Let's find out.
Following intensive talks, okay, this literally just happened. And who is this? Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, okay? Following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce that the peace deal between the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran has been reached. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. The official signing ceremony will be on Friday the 19th in Switzerland. We would like to thank the United States of America and the Islamic Republic for
Switzerland trying to reestablish its place in the world as the center for diplomacy. They really shot themselves in the foot when they threw away their neutrality to send weapons to Ukraine. For 1,000 years of neutrality, and you throw that all away just to send a small amount of weapons that won't make any difference in the war in Ukraine. I just have to rant against that. 1,000 years of neutrality. Think of that in terms of reputation, the prestige of that. And you just waste all of that on a meaningless gesture. Oh God, it irritates me. I lived in Switzerland for 9 years, so I am so annoyed.
For their commitment to finding a diplomatic solution to the conflict. We would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to our brothers in this mediation effort, like Qatar, and also especially the visionary leadership from Saudi Arabia, Turkey. And with this agreements in place, the mediators will facilitate a series of meetings this week. These pre-implementation discussions to lay the foundation of the technical talks and the official signing ceremony. I will believe it when I see it.
At least he's learning. He's no longer so optimistic about the Iran situation. That already is a change in attitude.
And I think that if we are signing a deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran, we are just delaying this war until later on. That's what I think. I think that as long as these people are in power...
So he still wants regime change. That means he's still delusional. There's not going to be any regime change. If that was going to happen, it would have happened the very first day after taking out Supreme Leader. And now the regime support for them is hardened. Not after bombing their schools, their hospitals and everything. That destroys sympathy for the West. It hardens the regime. Regime change is just pipe dream at this point.
You are going to, they're not going to stop trying to build a nuclear bomb. They're like...
They might already have one, Asmongold, because of Trump killing Supreme Leader, according to some reports. But let's take those reports with a grain of salt. But yeah, they very much might end up with a nuke because of this war.
I think that this is what's likely to happen. They will just blow something else up in a week. They will.
You are aware that every time there's been a war with Iran, it's because Israel or the United States decides to bomb Iran, right? They aren't the ones deciding to bomb first. You do know that, Asmongold. No, he doesn't.
Going to keep happening. Delaying until they get no weapons. Yeah, there's no peace that you can have with these people.
And does Asmongold know yet that we used up 50% of our Tomahawk missiles in this war? Does he know that? That means 50% of this very important class of missiles. And a lot of all the others missiles too, by the way. Does he understand how drained our U.S. military is? Yeah, that's insane. How can he be this make any comments about the Iran war? And yeah, that's of course he says, "Oh, we should just bomb them more." If he's that ignorant, God, please, Asmon, 3.5 months now. Stop being so ignorant. Just know the basic facts. Just the basic facts of like how much our ammunition is depleted. Everyone, the media, there's no disputing that. It's just you haven't chose not to inform yourself.
But let me go back. I'll see this.
With our brothers in Pakistan. When it comes to the talks in Islamabad, we remain, in contact with our brothers in Pakistan who are leading this.
His feed is awful. Yeah, it's sad also because his feed is his chat also, and his chat is, most of them are just as uninformed as he is. Actually, most of his chat relies on him to be the informed one. And no politics allowed on Reddit, on his Discord, and now X-Space is gone. Yes, that is how they control the message. That is That is how they keep people like Asmongold uninformed and stop the spread of news and facts, is by preventing the talk of politics on Discord. And even on X now, how did the X space get gone? How did they get rid of that one? Oh, because I was aware of that one, but yeah, on Discord I noticed that that on Nuxtaku's like Discord, the same thing, no political discussions. And that means you can't share facts. You can't share facts on Reddit, on Discord, and are you saying X too? Then this is a pretty effective way to keep streamers uninformed. Ah, that's terrible. You need to have one place at least where you can post the facts.
This mediation, as you have seen, there has been a lot of calls and prospective visits.
And to be fair about banning you, it's not necessarily the fault of the ones moderating. Like, they might have gone in instructions from Asmongold because of X, someone at X, that you need to stop political discussions, stop these types of posts. Yeah, it's pressure from the social media platforms themselves that's ultimately resulting in this. Like, I know that Nux, the reason his Discord doesn't do politics anymore is because to not get the Discord banned. So if your alternative is you censor politics, or you don't have a Discord, you censor politics. But it's terrible. At least nothing's censored on my Discord because it's not big enough to be a target yet.
From Pakistani officials and with the Qatari officials, and all of this is within this kind of...
And when moderation is volunteer-based, shills will volunteer. Well, that isn't the problem. Well, it might, to some extent, yes, it's a problem. But the real problem is Discord itself banning Discord, so people that don't moderate politics. It forces the moderation of politics. It's I think most, it's such a huge crowd of supporters, it wasn't hard to get people that aren't shills.
Coordination that the whole region actually is engaging with Pakistan. We applaud the efforts of Pakistan. We support their efforts. I am unaware right now of any specific role that we are playing beyond this support and the regional coordination that we are doing all together. And I would revert back to the Pakistanis on...
I was just thinking, I'm going to make a video on that, on the fact that Discord is now cracking down this exact topic on how, and I'll use Asmongold as an example, and how he's completely uninformed about the war in Iran. It's perfect. I'll work on that video, publish it sometime this week, because God, it irritates me. Not knowing the facts. You can debate politics all day, and whether it was a good idea to go into Iran or not. It wasn't. But if you don't know the basic facts, you have no business saying anything.
Confirmation of holding these talks, but obviously, as we don't have any official confirmation.
This is where Asmongold gets his news. And of course, like in IRGC news, they're not going to say stuff like, U.S. has used half its Tomahawk missiles. Why would the Iranians say that? It's...
Yet. Any assessment of the role of any other country, I think, is not part of the discussion at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until I hear this from actually Iran or from actually fucking America. Like, I'm just not going to believe this until, I don't see Israel mentioned anywhere. Someone has to sign the deal on Iran's behalf. Yeah, like, who's going to do this?
It's a DocuSign. They did it electronically.
Right. Lebanon, was Lebanon included in negotiations? It seems like it has, but I don't really know yet. Is this the 39th time? Yeah, I feel...
Yes. Yeah, Asmongold doesn't know where that comes from. It's Tucker Carlson. He counted 38 times so far. Trump had claimed to get a deal, so this is 39th time, of course. And, God, if Trump watched at least one Tucker Carlson video, I
feel like we've heard this so many times, right? I mean, like, I don't think this is really a lot to say.
President Trump earlier, who indicated a deal with Iran could be electronically signed in a matter of hours. We should caution and be measured here. We've been at this moment before, only to have the Iranians step back from the negotiating table.
Yeah.
The deal is not going to be done until it's actually signed by both
Twitter.
sides.
I'll look at it after
There's
this.
a big X factor here. Israeli strikes earlier against the Lebanese capital of Beirut, targeting a Hezbollah commander in response to drone attacks into northern Israel.
This video is from yesterday, and yeah, that happened too. Yeah, they bombed Beirut, or was it Saturday? It's Saturday, I think it was. And they bombed Lebanon, blew up a motorcycle today, after the deal was signed. Yeah, Israelis think ceasefires just means the other side's not allowed to shoot.
Over the weekend. Now, President Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after those strikes took place. He tells Fox News he asked the Prime Minister, "What the F are you doing?" urging the Israelis to stop all strikes against Lebanon as to not derail these talks. The president also told me that he has requested from Iran that they will not launch missiles at Israel in response. The Iranians had threatened to do so if the Israelis targeted their largest proxy again in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. All of this is taking place amid the backdrop of these ongoing conversations to try and get a deal across the finish line. A source familiar with the situation on the ground indicates that a Qatari negotiating team remains in Tehran at this hour in coordination with the United States to work out those final details. A lot of questions in the region tonight, though, John, as to whether or not there will be military action or diplomacy prevailing in the hours ahead. John?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, are we going to last all the way till Friday without Israel deciding to bomb something?
What's the thinking about whether or not Iran's fingerprints are on these rocket attacks? I mean, generally...
Yeah, I wonder if that's even it. Let me see here. And let me see here. Don't attack our proxy in Lebanon that are terrorists. Well, I think it's just for the negotiations, right? I mean, clearly. President Trump's Iran deal is pending electronic signature per Fox. Okay.
Yeah, but that was signed. This is from yesterday, so... Now it's signed.
So what is the prime minister of Iran even saying? Just a second.
I do that too. Typos when you're trying to type something quickly to search it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
It's sad also that this is the way Asmongold gets news searches in X. It's better now that it's controlled by Elon Musk, but still, it's not a great way to get your news. It can still be manipulated.
Laggy, give me a minute. The Pakistan, yeah, this is Pakistan. I want to see Iran. The only way to deal with IRGC is take out about 10 to 20 years. I don't know yet. To be blunt, the prime minister doesn't matter. Yeah. Iran has so much unity and motivation now. I don't know if they do or not. It's impossible to even be sure.
A lot of times he just scrolls and doesn't search. Yeah, that's worse.
Like, I mean, they've shut down the internet, so it's I don't even know where you're getting that from. President Masoud Pezeshkian says will not bow to submit to... Yeah, he just literally said we will not bow down or submit to anyone. I'm not admitting... I'm not expecting this going to happen. I'm just not expecting this. Check Truth Social. Really? Okay, let me see what he says. Okay. A deal with the Islamic Republic is now complete. Congratulations. Oh, this is it. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the U.S. naval blockade. Ships to the world, start your engines, let the oil flow. I will believe this in a week.
That is a great position. I'm there too.
In a week. I think that they're going to keep blowing up ships. Somebody is going to get attacked, like, because this has happened.
Well, the strait is only scheduled to open Friday, so it's not open yet. Israel has to know. United States has approved that it can keep Israel in check 5 days before Iran does start opening the Strait of Hormuz. So right now, yes, if a ship tries to go through, they will get shot at because the strait isn't open yet.
And like before, I feel like it's happened. But yeah, not true until it's signed. Well, even if it is signed, it doesn't mean that they're going to be following it, right? I have no idea. And yeah, I don't believe this shit either. Yeah, I really don't. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. And some shit never happened. You never know what. Yeah, definitely. We have a right to steal oil. Am I wrong? So true. How will this affect oil and gas prices? Well, it's probably going to make them go down. But I think also it probably won't make them go down that much because, I mean, I feel like this has happened so many times. What is this, a nothing burger? I don't know what it is, honestly. I have no idea. I foresee Israel fucking it up and Trump getting really pissed with Bibi. Well, apparently that already...
Yeah, that's already happened. And Israel violated the ceasefire again today. It's going to keep happening. Yeah. Do you have some kind of lasting peace in this Iran conflict? Trump is going to have to put Netanyahu on the leash in a serious way. I don't think he's done that yet.
Already happened. Like that's what I'm hearing, is that already happened to begin with. Good news has been confirmed dead. This is June 9th. Yeah, I mean, like if they're still bombing, I don't even know when this happened, right? I mean, it could be a random fucking video. So it's just hard for me to say. Iranian flag, the team accommodation site. Thanks for Mexico showing Iran's real flag. Oh God. Okay, let me see where these other ones are. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got some inner people in Iran to turn on the crazies. I have no idea. Like my opinion is that as long as the IRGC is still in power and they're still run like with a Muslim theocracy, you're gonna have problems. You are.
Oh, yep, you're going to have problems because Israel has problems with that.
I mean, they've been funding terrorism all around the Middle East for like decades.
They have allies, Hezbollah and the Houthis. But again, the Houthis only started bombing ship because of what was happening in Gaza. It's not like they just decided to start shooting off the missiles that traffic in the Red Sea without any type of provocation behind it. It's not great that they're doing it, but what Israel is doing in Gaza is not great either.
AIDS now, they're going to keep doing that.
And Hezbollah, as an organization, was only formed because Israel invaded Lebanon in the past, and in response to that, the Lebanese government was same chicken shit they are today. So this organization, this resistance called Hezbollah, formed and fought the Israelis, and eventually inflicted such losses that Israel had to withdraw from Lebanon. That is Hezbollah. It's a resistance against Israel, and it's an ally of Iran. And Israel has done things unprovoked that are basically terrorist against Hezbollah, like the pager attack, like thousands of pagers exploding. One of them, like a little girl bringing the pager to her father, and boom, she blows up. That's the type of thing Israel does. It's a pager attack was just a horrendous terrorist attack by Israel, and it was unprovoked. Hezbollah had not shot any rockets into Israel in years, and they do this pager attack because Israel thinks, oh, someone might attack me in the future, better kill them today. Because that's the bastards Israelis are, the government.
So if you're not able to stop them and get rid of them completely, there's not really any solution that's going to happen. All of us Iranians are mad as shit right now. Well, we don't know what's happening. Like,
all of us Iranians. Yeah, Iran just opened up the internet, so it's feasible that whoever's saying that is actually in Iran. But the type of Iranian that is watching Asmongold will have his views shaped by Asmongold, which means they're probably completely uninformed about the actual state of the war. Like, that says us Iranians are furious. Does that person saying that know about 50% of our Tomahawks used? The fact that the U.S. stopped bombing Iran because it essentially had no choice. It's ran out of ammunition.
And also, like, this is my expectation, is that because the IRGC are apparently very fractured. So the odds are, this is just what I think is going to happen. Somebody is going to break this ceasefire or break this peace agreement immediately. And whenever that happens,
So now Asmongold is preconditioned to believe any violation of ceasefire is actually Iran that's doing it and not Israel. Why, Asmongold, do you not suspect Israel to be the one that will break the ceasefire? Considering Israel has broken practically every ceasefire they've ever agreed to. That they are famous for it. Why aren't you suspecting Israel the one that's going to break it?
I think then, they're going to attack some ship that's going through the strait, and it's just going to escalate things over and over and over. Do we know the IRGC are still in control? We don't know that. And I think that right now we're going to have to...
We don't know the IRGC is still in control. Of course they're still in control. Who else would be in control? Iran has been very organized and systematic in its response to all throughout the war in terms of targets it selected. Very deliberate, very accurate, and devastating in terms of U.S. bases. That suggests an IRGC that is well organized. And Strait of Hormuz, they're now forming their own Persian Gulf Authority to manage that. They are organized.
To wait and see what this looks like. But yeah, I will see. Can you tell your argument why you consider them terrorists? Because they fund people that attack and kill civilians on purpose and target civilians to kill them.
So, what about the CIA and Mossad arming ISIS in Syria? You know they genocided 1 million Christians there? And I have the articles. Israel openly admits they funded the quote-unquote rebels in Syria, which was ISIS. And this admission was right during the height of the world finding out about the genocide of Christians. Yeah. In terms of funding people that commit atrocities, Israel and the United States, they're that too.
In order to achieve political goals. Groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas. It's that simple.
And Hamas. Do you hear that?
Political goals. Groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis.
Houthis and Hezbollah. Yes, those are Iranian allies or proxies, whatever you want. But Hamas, he's going to say Hamas.
And Hamas.
And Hamas. Uninformed. God. I can't believe Netanyahu passed 1.3 billion to Hamas in the 10 years leading up to October 7th. And somehow Iran gets blamed for October 7th? By people like Asmongold?
It's that simple. Does Israel do that too? Israel's on our side. Iran's not.
Oh, yeah, so it's fine when they fund the genocide of 1 million Christians. Fuck you, Asmongold, for being this uninformed.
It's that simple. And we do that to them too. But it's very simple. It's our side versus the other side. I don't want them doing that. They target innocent hotels in Dubai. They're terrorists. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it's...
You know that U.S. bases have been completely evacuated, and before we bombed Supreme Leader, we evacuated everyone's U.S. bases and put them up in hotels. Guess what the Iranians were targeting when they were shooting at hotels? They were targeting U.S. command centers that we had placed in hotels. And you know, to kill one leader in Iran, we bombed an apartment building and killed 500 innocent people to kill one leader in Iran. That was Israel, by the way. And you're talking about a hit that just hit one specific place of a hotel where there was a U.S. command center?
Just that simple. You're opinion on leveling the middle.
Because all the strikes of Iran in this war, look at what they hit. Pinpoint precision. They switched to the Chinese alternative to GPS. And so this time around, unlike the 12-day war last year, missiles and drones, the Iranian ones, very precise.
Middle East, Israel included. I don't want to level the Middle East. Nobody wants to level the Middle East. They just don't want to have terrorism over there. It's pretty simple. But anyway, let me see if there's any more information about
Hamas and ISIS in Syria were the worst terrorist organizations there in the last 20 years. Both of them funded by the United States and Israel. Iran isn't the problem. It isn't the main problem there.
this, because apparently all this is like just happening. So I'm kind of waiting to see. I don't even know if this is, I don't know if that's, every video of Charlie Kirk I don't know is real. I have no idea. And anyway.
Fuck AI for doing that to us, so that we can't just trust videos as being real anymore.
Let me see if I can pull up any more of this.
And Mr. I Love AI never admits to that the fact that we can't trust videos as being real anymore is just one more cost of the AI boom.
Hitler also fought Stalin and communism. Was he on our side? Not really. No, of course not. Why would Hitler be on our side? Obviously not. As someone who works in the defense industry, Israel's definitely on our side. They just aren't our enemy. Yeah, it means they're more on our side than Hamas is, right? Or Hezbollah, or the...
Hamas is Netanyahu's monster. So they're part of Israel nearly. No, I'm exaggerating, but they were a tool that Netanyahu used to achieve his ends. And his end was the demolition of Gaza. And that's why he gave Hamas 1.3 million, and Hamas delivered the payback on October 7th, giving Israel the perfect excuse to level Gaza.
Houthis or Iran. Let me see here. Trump's Iran deal is pending electronic signature. Yeah, this is just, it's basically all the same stuff. We don't really know.
By the way, it's no accident that Israel hasn't wiped out Hamas in the time since October 7th. That hasn't been their priority. Their priority has been leveling Gaza, killing Palestinians, and why would he needs Hamas. Netanyahu needs Hamas to exist. Otherwise, he'd have to withdraw Israeli troops from the Gaza territory. He'd be under pressure to do that. No, he needs Hamas to continue to exist so he can continue cutting off aid and starving the Palestinians into Gaza. Yeah, it's terrible.
I shouldn't have old videos of Charlie. I'd rather watch live streams of him. Yeah, it's the way it is. Stop picking a side. Well, I'm absolutely picking a side. Like, if I have to pick, like, I would pick Israel over Iran.
I would not. Again, 1 million Christians genocided in Syria. You don't even know about it, so of course you forgive it. But that's not the type of thing I forgive.
Every day of the week. Absolutely. Like, it's not even a question. Like, I know that people have, like, this Israel fatigue and they hate Israel, but yeah, I would pick Israel.
But you don't know why they hate Israel or all the reasons for it.
Every day of the week, and anybody who doesn't want you to do that is probably listening to terrorist propaganda. That's the reason.
No. Articles in the respected Western financial media or just media about how, about how ISIS, Syria, Israel funded. I'm hoping this brings it up. I don't have to actually looking at. Israeli Prime Minister public admission of supporting ISIS-linked organization, and what's wrong with that? Israel and ISIS, undercover enmity. Yeah. U.S. and Israel wanted the Assad regime in Syria gone, and ISIS was the vehicle to do that. And they both, CIA and Israel, funded, armed, and paid the jihadist ISIS to fight Assad. And on the side, those jihadists murdered an untold number of Christians. And now there's 1 million less Christians in Syria.
Why? Absolutely. Like, of course you have to, like, of course you should think that. Maybe you're underestimating the Iranian regime. They know U.S. wants an agreement. They can use it to play Lebanon, Israel, to try to have the U.S. turn on Israel. I don't think that's really going to work. I mean, Israel's going to do what they're going to do, right? I mean, we can't really control them. At least I don't think that we can. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, my position on this.
Well, if we can't control them, this deal is not going to last very long.
Never, ever make peace with these people. I think that they are terrorists, and the world will be a better place when they are all.
Yeah. If he was talking about Netanyahu and his ilk, I would agree with him. But he is so completely, totally uninformed about the facts.
All gone. That's the way I feel about it. And I think they should go as hard as they possibly can. And
that's the problem, Asmongold. They already have gone as hard as they possibly can. And it wasn't enough. There's nothing more the United States can do. They've used 50% of their Tomahawk missiles and other missiles. And that other 50% they need it for stuff like protecting Taiwan. There's nothing left that the United States can do. But you don't know that.
So young lad was brutalized by police. He's knocked out alive and well. Well, that's good. And I'll read a few more comments on this, and then I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens after a couple of days. I heard you say you're not the Iranian people. Well, no, of course not, right? You say a shit, then agree with Nick Fuentes every day. Maybe you should watch more of his shit. No, it's very simple. It's not.
Oh, please, if you did, because Nick Fuentes is far more informed than you, and you'd actually learn some of the facts if you did that.
I look at everything as a gradient, right? And I am a very.
It's not surprising. Everyone in America, in the West, has been propagandized by the media to love Israel for decades. None of the stuff like Israel funding ISIS and genociding Christians in Syria is ever spread on the media, mainstream media. And it's only, people are starting to only hate Israel now because there's a breakdown in the mainstream media's control. And so the truth on a whole variety of subjects is actually reaching the public. And that's why you have people that are turning against Israel so much. That's the truth of it. But on some subjects, Asmongold is part of the equation of the truth bypassing the media. On others, he's just repeating the media nonsense. And on Israel and U.S. military power, on those types of subjects, he's still completely uninformed.
very pragmatic person. I am not idealistic at all.
Yes, I never knew until 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly. People find out at different times, different ways, but the media's grasp on the narrative is weaker than it's ever been. And trust in media too, which is good.
I will only do what is in my immediate best interest in all circumstances, unless I think that my long-term self-interest.
And the problem with only doing what's in your immediate self-interest is if media propagandizes and gives you a whole set of false facts and false reality, you'll do what you think is in your interest, but it's actually the opposite of what's in your interest. Like, I don't think if you knew about Israel supporting the genocide of Christians in Syria, you would be as excited about Israel. I mean, you don't seem to be excited when Christians are attacked anywhere else, and you see that in videos. You seem to be pretty angry about that. I think in general, you'd be pretty upset about 1 million Christians being genocided. But you don't know.
Is going to be compromised. Like, and that's the way that I look at it. I like Nick, I think, is more ideological than I am. I'm not ideological.
And the reason I harp on the Christians in Syria is because no one talks about it, even today. Everyone's always about Gaza, which is terrible. No issue about that. But more Christians were killed in Syria than Palestinians in Gaza, or just by a far bigger number, because there was no coverage, no media reporting on what ISIS was doing. And the only way you knew is because the videos published by a few people, like, filming the killing, like preferred method of execution was dropping people from tall buildings. A method of execution only possible in the modern world. In the old days, you didn't have a lot of tall buildings, so that wasn't used very often. I saw some of those videos, and I'm still angry about it.
I have a very simple goal, and that is really all there is to it. Like, that's it. And also, like, I think Nick's right about what he's saying about Israel, but I think that he also doesn't like Iran either. And you're right. Like, I mean, both of these groups are foreign groups. Let's be honest. It was Foreign Minister Saeed that made the Islamabad memorandum. The Prime Minister is dead. I misspoke. Yeah, I don't know. What's your simple goal? To get rid of as many of the terrorist groups in the Middle East as possible.
Then you support getting rid of Israel, because ISIS and Hamas, those are Israeli-funded groups.
That is the most important thing.
So Iran has two, the Houthis and Hezbollah. Israel has two, Hamas and the terrorists in Syria. I mean, nowadays, they're not killing anymore as much because most of the Christians are already gone. But the same people that Israel funded are now in charge of Syria. They don't admit it, but they are allies of Israel.
And to stop the spread of that mentality. I think that those people are awful. And the more of them that we can blow up and kill, why? Because they'll kill us. So I don't view it, I view it basically as like, if you don't kill them, they will kill you. Now, they might not kill you today, but they'll kill you in a year. They'll kill you in 10 years. To the extent that they have the capacity to, they will use that capacity to harm you. So my goal is always to nip it in the bud, stop it from happening, to even stop it from even beginning to happen. And
he doesn't know the history of Hezbollah, that it was formed as a resistance to Israeli occupation of Lebanon. And he believes stuff like that Hezbollah is responsible for killing those 200 Marines, although Hezbollah as an organization was only formed the year afterwards. Yet somehow they traveled back in time and killed those 200 Marines in Lebanon. That's the wonderful history that the media tells us, is Hezbollah is responsible for bombing the Marine barracks in Lebanon, although it didn't exist at a time where that happened.
And prevent it from even going that way, right? It's kill or be killed. Yes, exactly. Your fellow your fellow white man have done more harm to you than Iranians. Don't you agree? Well, we're not thinking about white people. What does this have to do with your fellow white man? I'm very confused by that. Do you think Trump is stalling a bit to get more of DC approved troops on the ground than Iran? I think that after
yes, Trump has been stalling for months now because this deal is terrible for the United States, and see how unhappy Israelis are about it, and neocons and everything. So of course he's been stalling, but he's biting the bullet because he sees a disaster ahead in the oil markets over the summer, which is still coming, by the way. It's just going to be, if they actually do manage to open Strait of Hormuz, it will be a lot shorter. There'll only be like a month or two of real shortages before oil starts even out, but it'll still be bad.
I've said this before, right? Is that I don't think anybody knows what's going on. And I would be surprised.
Some people, some of us do. Some of us are informed. The channels I follow do know what's going on. Mostly, we know what's going on. We don't maybe know the internal machinations going on in the Trump administrations over this deal. We could assume most of it, and we are far more informed than at least you.
If not even the people that are running it know what's going on. I don't think that Iran has like a centralized organizational structure that's negotiating with Trump. I think that there's probably a bunch of different factions because of how many of their leaders.
Yeah, that's what I've thought. Every time I've seen Asmongold mention 9/11, it's been sort of like as a meme, as those crazy people. I feel bad for his mother, that she was a believer, and yeah, he thought it was just a joke. No, he doesn't know about 9/11. By the way, what I mean by just knowing the basic facts, Asmongold incapable of telling me or telling anyone. Ask him. How many skyscrapers collapsed on 9/11? He won't be able to answer that. He'll say 2. He'll say 2 when the answer is 3. So if you don't even know the basic facts, like the number of skyscrapers that collapsed on the day, you have no business making any conclusions about what happened.
Leadership they've killed. I think that it's going to be hard to get all of those Iranian factions to agree on demilitarization.
Oh yeah, how bad is he going to feel when he finds out about World Trade Center 7? There'll be a banger video to react to when that happens.
And it's going to cause problems in the future. And effectively, I don't think you can put the genie back in the bottle. That's really it. So that's my perspective on it. I'll read a few more of these. Talk about patrols, then to no lawsuit. You mean Power World? I don't know if I've seen that at all. What would you consider a win for us in terms of a deal? No nuclear weapons. I would view I will be disappointed if
he wants regime change.
If the IRGC exists at all.
Exactly. We don't have the power to change the IRGC. Bombing has never produced a regime change anywhere. Bombing alone. You always need boots on the ground of some type to combine with that. And we don't have boots on the ground in Iran. Oh, thanks for the follow. Red Road. Okay, Red Road. Thanks for the follow. So, oh, God. Yeah. And I completely lost my train of thought, but it's okay.
I think that if the IRGC continues to exist, then I will be unhappy with the outcome of the war.
Red Road 123.
Hello. Nice to have you here.
Like, my goal would only be to remove and completely destroy the IRGC.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what I was thinking of. Yes, he thinks it's possible. Regime change via bombing alone has failed everywhere in history. From the World Wars to before the World Wars. And regime change is just not possible in Iran. It's got 2 superpower backers, Russia and China, which are not going to let it collapse. You're not going to have a Syria in Iran. That means a breakup in civil war, which happened. Syria is right next to Israel, which is a terrible place to be for a country. Like where you have Israel that wants greater Israel. You don't want to be within greater Israel. But no, Iran regime change is not happening anytime soon. Sorry, Asmongold.
Destroy everybody that it represents, destroy their proxies, absolutely. Like sending in troops into Lebanon, dismantling every single Hezbollah member.
Asmongold, do you realize that any territory Israel takes in Lebanon, it's never giving back? You are basically saying you're okay with Israeli taking over Lebanon. You're insane.
Getting rid of every Houthi member, getting rid of every fucking Hamas member, getting rid of all of them.
Yeah, no. But Netanyahu's never going to get rid of Hamas. Netanyahu funded Hamas. It needs Hamas as a justification to keep pushing and trying to expel the Palestinians in Gaza.
That's what I would do. Because these people are a plague. They are a plague. They are terrorists. They kill their own people. They kill our people. They blow things up. And the longer that you allow them to exist, the more power that they will accumulate. So you're not going to just ignore them and they're going to go away.
Even if you killed all of Hamas, Netanyahu would just fund another terrorist organization in Gaza to take its place. If you don't deal with the root cause, which is Israeli funding to Hamas, you're never going to get rid of Hamas.
And this is another thing that people might not understand, is that they do this to their own people too, by the way. So there are some people that create the false comparison that, well, they're freedom fighters. They're fighting to, like save their country. They're not. They're fighting their own people too. They're killing their own people too. So the entire premise that these are, like misunderstood freedom fighters, that, they're just like the American Revolution. No, that they're
Hezbollah, they are, I would consider more freedom fighter. Hamas, half. I mean, and that's half since the genocidal war Israeli has waged in the Gaza. You have averaged anyone in Gaza that's furious against Palestine, against Israel, that'll join Hamas to fight back. And so, yes, you do have half of the organization that's just estimate that's legitimately freedom fighters, but the other half, the half that was there before, the half that took $1.3 billion from Netanyahu, that half they're hardcore terrorists that don't have the best interests of the Palestinian people at heart, I don't think. So it's mixing. I support Palestinians, but Hamas is part of the problem, I think. If it wasn't part of the problem, Netanyahu wouldn't have given it so much money.
doing the same thing to their own guys as well. If that happens, Turkey will be sweating bullets. Well, Turkey is I think Turkey's in NATO, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it is. Like, Turkey's an ally of ours. Like, they're not a close ally in the same way that, the UK is, but they're still aligned with us. It's like Pakistan, for example. Like, Pakistan isn't a close ally, but we work with Pakistan and we have a rapport with them and we can deal with them. And you have an Afghanistan War 2.0. Well, I think that really with the added technology and resources, we can avoid that using things like, whatever Palantir and, Andurial and all these like high-tech weapon systems. I think that you should totally shut these people down.
Oh my God. Yeah. He thinks we can. We tried that. We don't have rare earths. We can't make those high-tech, expensive systems at scale necessary to take out a country like Iran. And their air defense has improved hugely during the ceasefire. So bombing them, we'd lose lots of fighters, the ones. But he doesn't know how much damage the U.S. military took. He doesn't realize that the reason ceasefire happened is the United States lost. They used up all the weapons they could. Their bases in the region were completely destroyed. And it just wasn't an option to continue fighting. So, yeah. You know what I want, Asmongold? I want world peace and the end of world hunger. I just want it. I have no idea how it's actually going to be possible, but, just pure wishful thinking. It's nice being so ignorant of everything where you can just be blissfully say comments like that when it's utterly impossible to achieve.
And make sure that they never come back. And to the extent that there is even a hint of it, even a slight, tiny, some like little resistance army in Africa, immediately bomb the shit out of them. Shut them down. Keep it done. Anybody that's chanting death to America, anybody that's going around talking about...
that we, the United States, funded a lot of the people that chant death to America. ISIS in Syria. They were very anti-United. They chanted that. They were not our friends. We just were using them to take out Assad. They were a means to an end.
On how they're going to attack the United States or anything else, totally shut them down. So that's the way I see. That's where I'm at. I have a pretty extreme view on...
You have an extreme view. At least it's a delusional view. It's just you want something that's not actually possible. The only reason you have that view is all of your ignorance about the state of the U.S. military, the state of the Iran war. I was hoping that one day, it might yet happen, once the details of this deal are fully leaked, and maybe he appreciates, maybe it happens sometime for Friday, he finds out just how much the United States is surrendering to Iran, he might ask why. And then someone in chat might be able to explain it to him, and he might actually learn the facts. But it's a long shot, but how long can you stay completely ignorant? It's amazing. It really is amazing.
this, but that's because I think the people doing this are pretty extreme too. Yeah, the most efficient way would be a B-61, but Trump will never do it. Well, I don't think they should nuke them if that's what you're trying to refer to. But yeah, how is the UK a close ally? I mean, I would say they're UK.
Yeah, he's not even considering nukes because he doesn't realize that's the only option left. Yes, we have one way we could theoretically defeat Iran, is that if we launch all our nukes at it. Yeah, if you consider that a win, we could do that. Hopefully, and if they actually do already have nukes, then Israel gets nuked too. But it would take out Iran.
UK is a close ally compared to Turkey, right? I mean, like, I would say overall, ideological disinfectant. Yeah, I agree with that. What's the point? Yeah, why do we spend $1 trillion on the military if we can't fucking use it? Why do you think they say death to America?
Well, we've already wasted half of that money during this war by half our ammunition's gone. And by the way, the aircraft carrier, the one where there was that laundry fire per se, there are now pictures of it. There's a huge hole in the aircraft carrier on the side that had the fire. And you look at the inside, which is completely gutted by fire. That's not a laundry fire. Iran actually hit the aircraft carrier. Didn't sink it, but did damage and forced it to retreat.
America, probably because you attacked them first? Well, damn, that's too bad. I guess we're going to have to attack them again. I don't give a fuck what reasoning they have. I don't care what their reasoning is. I don't care what they think is right. It doesn't matter to me. Like, the only thing that I care about is neutralizing that threat. So whatever gets rid of, like, I don't, like, you think that I give a fuck about what their reasoning is or what their justification is. I don't care. You're doing it. Okay, that's the problem. Literally it. Yeah, we're saying that before we ever even had a war. Yeah, I mean, again, it's an ideology that's causing that to happen, right? You should care. Why? Well, I think that caring has just made us weaker. I think
caring has just made us weaker. The thing is, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to have extremist views when you're so uninformed. If you want to have extremist views like this and you knew all the facts, at least it'd be a different story. And a lot of your anger would be directed at Israel because compared to Iran, Israel has resulted in the death of far more innocents than Iran. If you take it, just the genocide of Christians in Syria alone makes Israel worse than Iran. But you have someone just bomb the hell, just kill them all. When you have combine that with someone who allows themselves to be completely propagandized and be completely uninformed about the situation in the Middle East and Africa, it's a terrible combination. It's you support large-scale murder of innocent people because you just don't know the facts.
To negotiate with people that are seeking your ideological destruction is just poison. There's no reason to do that. You should try to destroy them, absolutely. Like, I'm actually, and if you look, by the way, in history, every single page of the history book proves me right, okay? So I'm not really saying something that's crazy here. But we can go back.
No, maybe the underlying logic or argument you're making might make sense, but you can't make that argument. You're not allowed to when you're so uninformed about the world and you don't know the basic facts. It's too dangerous for someone like you to have that ideology and be completely ignorant of everything.
And I know, by the way, that my position on this is extreme, but the reason why my position on this is extreme is because these people are extreme.
On immigration, your extreme positions, I actually agree with you because you actually know a lot of the facts about what's going on with regard to immigration because you're actually covering that and learning the things that the mainstream doesn't cover. But on Israel and Middle East...
And some people in the West are so numb to these extreme people that they don't recognize the threat that they pose. I believe that I do recognize their threat, and I think that we're seeing that threat manifesting all across Europe, right?
You have violent people coming from war-torn third world countries, and anyone that's coming from countries like Libya where they have slavery, actual slavery in Libya, and they behead people on the street. They have different views of norms and what's acceptable. And not surprising, someone comes from that region, then try to behead someone on a UK street, like happened a few days ago. That's what happens. You import the third world, you become the third world.
We're seeing that threat manifesting all across even the Middle East. So, yeah. If we make peace with Iran, they no longer consider us a mortal enemy. Why is that not an acceptable outcome?
And it's not like it's like a mortal threat. It's just third world countries are a dangerous place, and people from those regions are more prone to violence because of the environment they come from. It's not some like they're out to destroy Europe or something.
Come to you? Because they're not. They're just going to lie to you. They're ideologically captured. They're
The people who bring them in, though, yeah, those people are out to maybe out to destroy Europe. Like the EU definitely doesn't want all these countries speaking different languages within the EU. It wants to import a homogeneous population from outside.
religious zealots, and they can't be allowed to be trusted. They've already broken too many deals before. They've lied too many times. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as a Lebanese person, I want Hezbollah and Iran erased. I just wish my entire country didn't have to be destroyed in the process. Nobody wants to bomb Lebanon. Nope.
Yeah, but you want Israel to go in and take out Hezbollah. Well, you do realize that every inch that Hezbollah is up here, it's in this region here. They withdraw from the south of Lebanon as part of peace agreement or whatever, and they've gone into now because Israel's invaded. But to take out Hezbollah, Israel would need to take most of Lebanon, and any area the IDF takes, it's never giving back. Right now it's leveling the cities in every region it takes over, leveling to make sure no one from Lebanon comes back. And so you're basically supporting the annexation of most of Lebanon by Israel. That's what you're doing, Asmongold. Do you realize that?
Nobody wants to do that. I think that it's horrible. And I'm very disappointed that the Lebanese government isn't taking a stronger stance against Hezbollah. I'm glad that
You have Israel that is literally stealing Lebanese land and leveling villages. Why that should be the priority of the Lebanese government? Why would they go after Hezbollah that's resisting that?
done some things against them, but not a lot of big things. Do you think Israel's interest
he doesn't know about that, right? I of course he doesn't know about Israeli leveling every city it takes in Lebanon. He doesn't know, right? I'm assuming he hasn't researched that. He doesn't know that Israeli politicians they're just saying everything we take we're keeping it, we're annexing. Already plans for settlements in these areas. He doesn't know any of that, does he? Because he just doesn't know.
with America. I'm not interested in your misdirection towards Israel. I have no interest in that. This is just terrorist subversion. No.
If he's getting his news from Nuxtaku, not only is he propagandized pretty much in the same way as Asmongold, he also has a pro-Israel bias, which is, if he's getting his news from Nuxtaku, God help us all.
No interest in it at all. And I don't think Bibi would agree with you. I don't care who agrees with me. I'm telling you what my opinion is, right? People ask me what I think. That's what I fucking think. So yeah, I don't again, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't care. I don't care about what they're saying, because I feel like we've been very close to an Iran deal for 3 times now. It's not 39 times, but it's 3 times. So I'm not expecting this is going to lead to anything or mean anything or do anything. So yeah, that's it.
Well, that was a lot of ranting in that video. Asmongold does such a good job in covering some things. Like he covered Pizzagate. He's covering immigration, the topics that he knows, like what's going on in gaming. But then he chimes in on the Iran war situation, and he so willfully ignorant. And it's not entirely his fault. Like Proton Snail said, there's no politics on his Reddit, there's no politics on his Discord, and his X now is heavily moderated, not a politics. So there's no way any of his viewers can actually give him the basic facts that he's lacking. And so it's sad. It's sad seeing him report white as black. That's how bad his view of the world is in the Middle East. How many basic facts he's missing. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch and kick our Twitch. And I'll see you next video. Bye.